Hello and welcome to this auction for 200 grams of mirewood, also known as fatwood. The wood's derived from the dead stumps of broadleaf pine trees, and this is sourced from Central America. Essentially what happens is when the trees are cut for lumber purposes, the stump's left in the ground, and when the sap runs in the spring, the sap still comes up, but obviously it has nowhere to go, so it saturates the stump wood, and what you're left with is a very, very high resin content wood, and that makes it a fantastic tinder. Now, on eBay and in survival and bushcraft shops, you'll see mire dust, which has several brand names, but essentially that is chippings of this, and for about £4 or £5 you will get a 1 ounce 28 gram tin, which in theory will light your fires for you. And this isn't prepared in the same way, I'm sure, but this is just some shavings of this wood, and you'll see you can get it going with a spire steel, but it's not the easiest. If you do some research on YouTube, you'll notice that. So in order to get round that, there are things you can do. Now, the beauty of mirewood, if you have a flame already, you can just light a match and light the wood. I mean, it really is that good. A big thick piece of, well, not a big thick piece of wood, but you know, thumb thickness, finger thickness wood will light just with a match. Well, that's fairly inefficient if you want to use your wood to start a lot of fires. So the other thing you can do is to take some shavings from the wood, just using your knife. Okay. Now what that needs is a means to get it to spark readily. And this is Kapok. Kapok comes from the seed pod of a rainforest tree. And it's very, very light. It's highly, highly flammable. So if you just take a small amount of that, mix it in with your mirewood, suddenly life is a different story. And you can see straight away the highly flammable Kapok gives life to the mirewood, and it lights first time. I mean, what I'm trying to demonstrate here are there are ways you can make your life easier when you're choosing a tinder. And that Kapok it works in tandem with a lot of other things as well. I use it mixed in with shredded birch bark, and again it'll light first time. But you can see the mirewood, once it's going, it burns with an oily black smoke. That's the high resin content that's burning away, and it will burn for a long time. You'll have plenty of time to get your fire going. And Kapok is highly water resistant too. It'll get wet, but it's very quick and simple to dry out. You know, just wring it out, rub it in the arm of your shirt, or stick it under your armpit, and before long it'll be just as flammable as that was. Okay, so in the bag you will receive 200 grams of mirewood. What's that in old currency? Just over 7 ounces. And a bag of Kapok, and with this a little bit really does go a long way. So thanks for looking in, and we'll leave it there. Any questions, do post them up on the listing, and we'll get back to you. Thanks very much. Bye.